Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to talk to you guys about something that I'm personally passionate about. That involves this glass right here. Um, it's different types of alcohol. Now, I know that alcohol has a bad stigma. Yes, if you have too much of it, you can get drunk. Drunk driving is a dangerous thing. Alcoholism is a dangerous thing. But I've actually found a fascination with alcohol, and I've found that it's not actually that all bad if you consider different factors. Alcohol is actually not that bad if consumed in the proper quantities. If you have one or two drinks, you're fine. Doctors actually tell you that one glass of wine a night actually can benefit you, especially in your older age. And that's why I don't think alcohol is actually that bad for you. Now, to understand my fascination with alcohol, um, we have to go back to right after I graduated college with an acting degree. Right after my last play that I did in college, I got accepted to work at Total Wine and More in Brea in Orange County, and that is where my fascination for alcohol grew. Now, I only started as a cashier, minimum wage, like the rest of the people that pretty much start out. After working there for a while, my fascination with alcohol grew. Checking people out, you would see what people buy, why they bought it, what they bought it together, what they like. And you started to try to understand, maybe there's more to it than, just the feeling you get from alcohol. I went to college. I'm not stupid. Like, I understand that a lot of people just drink for the effects. And, you know, I always kind of had a fascination with alcohol. I don't know why. Nobody in my family drinks, but I had a fascination with it. And even going into college, I knew that if I wanted to do acting, one of the jobs that I would like to also pursue while doing it was bartending. And I wanted to do that because I would be able to act during the day and bartend at night. But as a bartender, you needed to know what went into drinks, why they went into drinks. You have to balance the salty with the sweet with the savory, and you had to know these things. And that is my main goal, or that was my main goal for working at Total Wine. As I worked there longer, an opportunity presented itself with the cashiers to have a little bit of fun, a little bit of competition. And it was, who can sell from the cash register only the most amount of bottles. So you were assigned one brand, one bottle with like my first bottle that I tried to sell at the cash register had, I believe, 7 cases. It was wine. It was 7 cases of wine. There's 12 bottles to a case. I had to try to sell as many as those as I could until they were all gone. And at first, it was really difficult. One of the girls that worked there longer than me, she would sell like 8 bottles of her wine a day. She just knew what to say. She knew about the product. She knew how to get the customer to buy. And I found that really fascinating. And I was like, well, I can do this. So I did. I went 2 or 3 days. I would not be able to get up the nerves to pitch the bottle to anybody. I went 2 or 3 days without being able to sell a single bottle. And then by the fourth day, I sold 1 bottle. Next day, I sold 2 bottles. And then I started selling 5 bottles a day. And I realized why I was selling more bottles. I was selling more bottles not because the people buying the bottles actually wanted the bottle, but they believed that I knew what I was talking about. They believed that I knew what I was saying. They could trust that I was saying that this bottle was good, that they should definitely try it, and that it wasn't expensive, so why not? And that confidence is what got people to buy. And lo and behold, I was doing an online order for someone one day, and there was the bottle in there, just one of the bottle that I was trying to sell. And as As that lady picked up her order, I told her that this bottle isn't going to last much longer because I was going to sell it all. So a few days later, another online order came in, and that same lady bought a full 12 bottle case of wine for me. And there was no better feeling. But I wasn't fully into wine. I like selling wine and I do enjoy wine, but wine wasn't my huge passion. And then I found my way to spirits. There's a couple people I knew who worked in the spirits section. Those guys taught me more about spirits and whiskey than any book probably ever could have taught me. And I realized in that moment that, whiskey was kind of my thing. I never liked it because I've had a shot of Jack Daniels or I've had a shot of Jameson. And I never really liked it. I had to have it in a mixed drink. I had to have it on ice. Never liked it. So I was like, these people are telling me that it's so good. Like, they're buying $100 bottles. Why? What am I missing? And that is where our store tests came in. Every time a new product came into the store, we had to try it. So, as a team, we would taste test the whiskeys and all the vodkas and everything. We would test them so that we would be able to sell them. And I started to realize Jack Daniels and Jameson are not what you should base whiskey off of. I realized that there is so much higher quality stuff out there that's actually really good. So later on, I got some floor time. If there was 4 cashiers that day and it was super slow, I would be able to go out on the floor and, help customers. And if I got the chance to help a customer in the whiskey aisle or the rum aisle, it felt fantastic. I got to tell people about these products that were amazing that they didn't even know about. And you could inform them, oh, the age statements on these whiskeys, if it says 10 years old on whiskey, that means that all the whiskey that goes into this bottle has to be at least 10 years old. Doesn't mean there can't be 21-year-old whiskey in there, but it has to be at least 10 years old. And these facts just amazed me. And then I started thinking about it. Who makes these like 20-year-old whiskeys? I'm 25. There's 25 to 30-year-old whiskey on the shelf that we're selling. And it's a crazy experience to think of the artistry it takes to come up with something that you don't know if it's good and barrel it for 25 years. What if after 25 years, it's shit? It's crazy to think that after you put something aside for 25 years before you can see the outcome. And a lot of times the outcome is really great. To me that's art. You did something that a lot of people might not like, but a lot of people might like. And it's crazy that there are barrels out there right now that nobody has touched that are older than me. And that was something that kind of flipped a switch in my brain. Whiskey's not just alcohol, This is why I have a fascination mostly with whiskey too, is the aging. Whiskey's not just alcohol, it's history. There's whiskeys that are in lockers in Scotland. There's whiskeys that are in Ireland, in India. Shoot, there's even some whiskeys that are in France. There's whiskeys that are being aged at sea. There's whiskeys that are being aged underground. And after tasting whiskeys that are just as old as me and hopefully as refined as I hope to be, that made me realize my fascination with it. And I'm also a collector. I've always liked collecting things. Started out collecting Hot Wheels. I had over 200 Hot Wheels. I started collecting knives. I have probably over 40 knives. And now I'm addicted to collecting whiskey. I like getting rum, tequila, vodkas, wines as well. But there's just something about whiskey. For instance, this bottle. Not the craziest. It's a really cool bottle. It tastes pretty good. It's by one distillery that's very, very sought after. This is also featured in John Wick. It's John Wick's drink of choice if you've ever watched the movies. And it's a collectible. And what makes it a collectible? One, the production. It's got a fancy bottle. People like the bottle. People also like the distillery. The supply is not a lot and the demand is very high. And when you have more demand than you do supply, it costs a lot more. Luckily for me, working at Total Wine, I was able to get my hands on stuff at retail value. Now this bottle right here cost me, I believe, $56 at retail. But this bottle, if I go down to my local liquor store, is selling for almost $200. Imagine how expensive this bottle is going to be in 5-10 years. What if they stop producing it? What if the distiller closes? If it's not open, people are going to want this bottle. Weller 12 year. This bottle right here cost me $35. But I can't even find it at my local store. I can find it online for over $300. And I only paid $35 for it. That's insane. But it is very rare. Our store only got 2 bottles of these when I worked there. 2. For the entire year that I worked at this company. That is why this is something I want to do in my life. Whether that's open a distillery, working at a winery, being a taste tester, trying to be a sommelier. I want to do something with whiskey, with wine, with spirits, even with beer. That's why I want to make these videos. Because it's something that I'm passionate about. So, if you guys want to see me do more videos about something I'm passionate about, I would love if you guys would like and subscribe to my channel. This is something I'm going to be doing regularly, whether that's in the form of like a Whiskey Wednesday or a Spirit Saturday or something like that. Something more regular. I would love to sit down with you guys, tell you guys about wines, about spirits, about beer. Find out the profiles of all the things that I have, taste testing them alongside each other, and just being a part of a whiskey community. But the crazy thing is like you can grow relationships from this stuff. It's about coming together, talking, putting your cell phones down, getting away from your computer, being old school, and just conversing, having a good time. And that is what I'm going to bring to this channel. I'm going to bring a good time, some whiskey, some beer, some wine, and just try to help myself and whoever else wants to join me through what we're going on in today's world. So again, if you guys like this, please leave a thumbs up, a like, comment, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Not going to do any drinking today, but be sure I have an idea for something coming out on Thanksgiving, so do stick around, and I hope we'll see you again. You guys have a good day. Peace.